Hello, guys. I'm trying in a new way. Let me know if you guys can see me now. Uh, I'm running a different new way. I just want to know if you guys can see me live on my page. Yeah, can you hear me now? What about now? Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear me and see me. I'm so sorry this happened. This is something we're gonna make sure doesn't repeat itself some other time. It's unfortunate we have to experience couple of should I call it internet issue? I don't even know what to call it. But one thing is this: I'm glad. You know, I'm glad people can see me now. I'm trying to this app I'm using, guys. I'm trying to find a way to get people to share the link. Please share this link as much as you can. If you can watch me right now and you can hear what I'm saying, my name is Oyebanji Akins, and this is we're live on X Space. This is something I'm going to be doing. So please and please, we already have almost 500 people that already said they are coming, but we lost that link, and that kind of, brought us back to where I am right now. But I'm glad already I'm having three people joining. We're gonna be talking like if you can see the slide right in front of you, the power of being intentional critic. But the main thing where we're gonna be using today is how to let me be sure, guys. Allow me, please. I think the first thing I'm going to be talking about is this. Allow me, please. I'm just battle with me. Let me play some music while you guys just allow me to get everything situated right. Um, this is not a song I want to play, but let's jump with this. It's one of the songs when I listen to when people ask me how do I get myself going in doing this job. What has been that one thing? It's this that I do behind the scene. Upon them, they say they must have been. Man stand tall, man masculine. Anyway you go, you wanna blast a thing. Blast that bar, start picking. One, everyone. Man can't just start picking. See, I love to play the rhythm. I like to make a killing in the disco. DJ, play my rhythm. Man, have a dance right before we begin. Everybody they ask me where hustle I be. Is this thing no color you try full of it? Over your later through this class in your face. Don't make me teach you no be class when I do. Cause toxic as the children. Don't know any other way. Toxic as the children. Don't know any other way. Nigga, how many times do I have to remind you that? Stepped in the place, now they're climbing walls. Cause my brother's first name is Bala, last name is Klaba. David Balaba, Science Mata, Chuchu Kalaba. My fish get them on control the planet. Toxic as the children. Yes, for everybody that's joining, my name is Oliban Jenkins. I do appreciate people that are joining. Please kindly share this link. I would definitely appreciate it. I would definitely appreciate it from opinions to opportunities, how criticism becomes that currency that we spend. It's something we're going to be talking about today. I'm glad I'm having seven people already coming back. Please kindly help me to share. I have to do that. Unfortunately, um, you know, internet does its own thing that we can control, which is part of what I was going to be talking about today too. So kindly share this. We already have 400 people that I'm supposed to have right now, but we kind of lost that link. But I'm glad. One thing that I'm still going to be talking about is, how you keep yourself going. How can you turn all this into currency? What do you understand by the word currency itself? How can from moving from opportunity opinions to opportunities, and being, one thing we don't have a lot back home is saying your truth. And if you want to say the truth, you might fall under the category of being a critic. And how do you structure yourself to know, you know, you're not just saying things, even though you have some fact. So these are the things I'm going to be just sharing from my own experience today with us. So please allow me to just get myself and just some couple of music that I just want to share with you guys. These are the songs that I listen to. This is one of the songs that I play a lot, though.
Let me just play this. It says a lot about what I'm going to be sharing today. From starting from opinions, and that's where we started from. For people that are following me from that genuinely follow me, um, you know, when I opened my account, it was 4 followers, and from 4 followers within 2 years, we're having more than 120. I did 130 million impression, just tweeting 2 times for like 2.5 years if I'm correct. So that's something I'm going to be sharing, and how everything has turned to currency, and it's something now that I can tell in the Nigerian music industry, everybody kind of move in that niche. It is a good thing because it makes me happy to the fact that now everybody are finding a way to want to share their truth, express their how what they feel without not feeling something is going to happen. So those are the things I'm going to be talking about. But let's enjoy this music. Unfortunately, I don't have any partnership way for this bottled water in my hand, so I will have bring it up, but I can't. So, guys, allow me to just drink water because being a consultant, I do a lot of talking, so I'm always having water around me. Yeah, thank you guys. I'm having 10 people right now. Kindly share the link as much as you can. You can even put it in your tweet. This is fact. We already have 400 people that are already 434, if I can remember, that already said they're gonna attend this. So the old link, we lost them, and I'm just trying to take my time to see maybe we can get a couple of them back. Um, so the more you share, the more you talk about it right now on space, it's definitely gonna bring them back because this is something that I know. You know, this music says a lot about everything I'm gonna be talking about, like being that guy, Nigerian, staying in America, expressing himself, having a media company, to the fact that I'm being privileged to join those professionals, that have been there um, in Grammy Academy, the voting and having a voice. So these are the things I want to share with us. So, but I don't want to rush it and without not taking our time because I know it's late back home. And for the fact that people are really coming online shows the value of this. And I want to make sure I'm not just ranting, which I'm not going to do, but to pass the right information to people. So please share as much as you can. We tweet this, quote it. We make 434, but we lost that link. So all those people, I'm just trying to wait a little bit before we get into it. And I'm definitely going to promise you guys, it's going to be a wonderful one. So guys, people will know, being a critic, for me, I will use my niche to explain. But being a critic doesn't have to just be for entertainment. You could just focus on politics. You could focus on fashion. Um, Let me play this song, guys, please. This is one of the songs I do listen to that people wouldn't think I listen to. So it's just about. Sometimes it's not just about Afrobeat alone. I listen to music like this, and that's one thing people don't think. So it's not one niche that I try to stay. I'm that kind of a critic that just value music for the purpose of something that I've realized a lot of Nigeria don't put too much attention into. And what I mean by saying that is music has been a tool that has helped a lot of Nigerians. I can talk about Nigerians because I'm from Nigeria. We go through a lot of things every day, and sometimes those words do help us to keep us going every day. So for me, I don't just stay with Afrobeat. I listen to all genre of music. I don't allow what media says. I don't allow what somebody might say to project how I think I should value um, a work of art. Because one thing a lot of people fail to understand is um, for people that have been bold enough. I think that's one thing, being privileged living in America, that I think a lot of Nigerians don't think about when we banter on Twitter pages. The fact that we're in a digital world that, just imagine the next 1,000 years. Um, this voice is going to be still be acquired. Somebody could play it and they could relate to our own world. And I think those are one of the key things that makes somebody like me to, with my team, because I'm not going to take that away. Oye Banji is not just one person. Oye Banji is a lot of people, team, professionals in the Nigerian music industry that, that have been able to impact me with the one thing that I remember a lot of people used to tell me when they call me or talk to me is the fact of saying, listen. Um, you don't have to say a lot. Do more of just listening. And I think that's one thing that have helped me. So all this things I just said is just rambling. We're gonna go into it because I have some topic I want to share with you guys. Allow me to play this one song, and then we're gonna go into it. These are the people I listen to that people don't know. Like these are the music when it seems like things don't go like you plan. These are the music I just listen to. So I'm really, really deep when it comes to music. I don't and I'm thankful, like, you guys are bringing the number back. We're having like 23 right now, so I do appreciate, means you guys are really retweeting it, and that's gonna help the conversation to be more broad, because I know having the 23 people that have been able to retweet listening to this, with how economy is going in Nigeria or anywhere you might be in the world, means you value what we're about to do tonight. And this is history for me, actually. Having Who is Who at 2025, 26, and joining, being privileged to be professional Grammy member now, and that changed a lot of things, and everything happened online. I'm not gonna lie, even though I might have my knowledge, I have my team, I'm not gonna take that away from Twitter. Gave me that voice. Twitter helped to showcase what I can say and what I believe a lot of Nigerians can say, what I believe the youths in Nigeria are trying to say, what I think we've been able to do now with Afrobeat. Not just Afrobeat, all genre of music. For people that follow my page, we've done different genre. We've tried to bring them back to the audience so that people can talk about it. So those are the things we're going to be talking about from opinions, because everything started from opinion of me and my team, and being intentionally want to make impact, and from being criticizing based on the knowledge I have, my education and my background, and the spiritual part when it comes to music, has become a currency that got me to rooms, places that I don't know. Maybe if I'm in Nigeria, I might not, but I'm trying to use myself now to tell people back home, like, you can, even though you're in Nigeria. And I've done some reviews in the past. I remember, I can't remember the female artist. She's from the north. That she ended up becoming, her sound was used in one of all this American movie. So these are the things I'm gonna break down a little bit. Um, Let me try to make you enjoy this music, and then we'll go fully in the next 3 minutes. So please, guys, reshare, tweet, code. Let people know this is fact. I'm not lying. We already have 434 people that already said they're gonna be here, and it pains me that I lost that link. So please, guys, I need to reshare this while we just enjoy me. Yes, let me check this song. I like this too. What's this song? What's another song? Please, guys, let me play this too. This is something that there's a lot that Olamide was able to do in this album that I'm not gonna lie. A lot of perception. Talent is not just something that you can think you just get it. No, somebody have started this. So imagine somebody like me in America, and I'm listening to this. So enjoy this. These are the songs I listen to. And sometimes I don't express how I feel about it. Like, just think about it, guys. Like, how much I'm giving this shout out to everybody that followed me from 4 followers. So imagine me, I'm in that behind the scene that I don't show the world. Those are the music I listen to, and this is the power part of music that we don't have a lot of people that talks about it to let us understand how their job help us mentally to keep us going every day in our life. So that's the song I listen to. From me, with what I've achieved that nobody knows. And here we are on X page, you know, from 4 followers, doing it every day, 4 and 6, and boom, I become who is who in America. Imagine leaders, which you can check online. And, you know, being Grammy number 2, it changed everything now. The attention is now, but it was never attention that I was looking for. It was about trying to change the narrative of how the media talks about music for Nigerians. Basically, um, there's a narrative the media always give Nigerians. Unfortunately, if you don't live in both worlds, to walk, to be intentionally want to know them, half of everything you're trying to understand about these people music, you don't even know it. And they go deep just to make us enjoy their music. So listen to this kind of vibes. This is me. But then we still gotta give thanks to God. Because right now, I'm having wonderful 29 people watching me, you know, trying to learn something on sharing my impact of what I've learned that got me to be Grammy member. I can't brag about it, but at the same thing is the fact that in Nigeria right now, of 200 and something million people, we only have 18 people of Nigerians that are in Grammy, members. We want it to be more than that, but being privileged for somebody like me that started from Twitter page, I'm part of them now, and it makes me to understand wherever you might be, that you're watching me, you can do it too. There's this media ideology people will tell like gatekeeping. Somebody can do this, yes, but then I'm gonna break it down, to let you guys understand. Don't let anybody tell you anybody can gatekeep your talent. It's just right here in your head. And social media has helped us. You can use your phone. Just be serious about it and keep the right people around. Those are the things I'm going to share my life experience that people don't get to understand how I got to this place. You have to be intentional. If you already having the audience, you already beat. All right, let's get to business now. Now, let me just play this couple of songs. These are wonderful people Nigeria has been blessed with, and they are really making us proud. That gave somebody like me the chance to be in Grammy, to be a Grammy member. Um, and I don't want to take that for granted by just ranting. No, I want to make sure what we're talking about today can, just listen to verse like this. Thank you for 32 people that are joining. Just listen to when he sings like this. Forget about fan base right now. Forget about the fan base. Just listen to Burna putting his sweat, pain. Let me just keep my mouth shut. Then I'll give you mine. If I'm lying, the ocean and sea start drying, and the birds in the sky start flying, all the trees in the world start dying, all start dying.
If I'm lying, let the ocean and sea start drying, and the birds in the sky start flying.
Thank you guys. I can see we have 33 people. I'm thankful for that. And for 33 people that are here, what I've said earlier on was just trying to stall a little bit back before I go into the topic that I just want to make sure I'm sharing the right important thing where everybody can be here. So for the first 10 people that I was able to join, that I'm able to share, we have 33 people. I do appreciate it. And if you can share, the code, we have, excuse me guys, we have 434 that were supposed to be here, but we lost them. So hopefully we can get them back before we get into it. But it's something I'm sure everybody can play these back. So the thing that the blueprints we're gonna be using today is about saying, allow me to play this. It's one somebody that I'm so for some reason his story kind of relates with my own personal world that I didn't share with the world. So he makes me to just play him a lot, and there's no other person than people might not know. I don't have any favorite artist, but because of my job, sometimes it makes with my feelings when I say that the human being, the artists always give us their most. So one thing I would say is artists are people that always want to find the most deepest pain, happiness, fantasy, joy that it can create to make it a music that people out there can relate with. And once he hit you, that's it. And I think Ashake has been that somebody that been able to do that over the years for the Yoruba people, even to the fact that in America, for some reason, his voice has been that voice. People will ask you, like, what is he saying? Like, why is he saying like this? Like, can you explain to me? I just like how he sings. Another person I'm going to mention in America that people talk about a lot is, unfortunately, this is fact. This is my own fact. I'm not saying maybe I have a data to prove this. For the fact of where I've been around, I've been almost like 34 states in America, and places that I've been around so much around African American, there's no other guy that talks about so much a lot, and I don't know why. Is Naira Marley. I'm not trying to bring his name back into this conversation for anything going around in the music industry, but I'm going by the fact of having the privilege now to be a critic and to share my truth. I'm telling you, Naira Marley is that somebody that they will tell you they like his big leaves, they like how he's whatever he's doing, because for some kind of reason, most of all the people that consume music in America are from the black community. And what they can relate more easily is when you can give them that hood gangster that makes them feel like, okay, you still get sense. And I think Naramali was the one that I know they talk about, even though they jam to every other music. But then when Ashaka came on board, and if you notice now from how Ashaka dressed, you guys might not put too much attention to it, asking the question like, Ashake sing this side kind of song, but then he dressed like this. I don't know, maybe because he went to school for art, but he was able to understand that part. I'm giving you art from the critical parts now. And that's why you see Ashake still singing in Yoruba, and he find joy in dressing so much with, you would think is from the most deepest hood you could think in America. So those are the things. So for me, if a lot of people does not know, thank you for the 34 people. Please kind to reshare codes so that we can have more people. One thing I always do, I want to share the meaning behind my hashtag. It's like saying um allowing it's like saying allowing myself to believe in the future that I don't have. And that's just the honest truth. For everything we're going to talk about today, please, guys, if you don't believe in yourself, even though you're having the numbers, then you are not ready to make money or to get yourself to where you're going online using your page. I'll repeat myself again. You have to visualize what you want so much that you're moving towards it without not thinking you're not going to get it. Like you just feel like when it comes, because you already imagine it. So I think that's one thing that I have, and like I tweet, please keep sharing the link. I will appreciate if you guys can continue to share the link as much as you can to bring all the people that we lose back. Right now the attention is being turned into assets for me. You know, being a professional for Grammy, there's a lot of benefit, there's a lot of things that I can be able to do. There's a lot of, information that I will be learning that I will be definitely want to be sharing with for the sake of independent artists, I have a consulting link on my well, I think I have it on my Instagram page too, on my Twitter page. My website is right there where people can check it. I want to start sharing, from opinion to opportunities. What is let me even say this. What do you understand by, like, somebody ask you right now, like, people, what do you understand by the word criticism? People are quick to always feel like, yeah, you just talk anyhow, da, 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 like this. But for me, I don't see it that way. I see criticism as, building yourself to the level where when you talk, your name, your words, your personality has to match with your integrity. And if you can build that, I think yes, you could turn it around and become the currency you spend or you tell people to pay you to get, because right now you are that currency they need. And that's what we're going to be breaking down today. So let me go into it. This is, sorry guys, let me pause that song. Let me share this. We're about to go into it. How, if you guys want to write it down, you can write this down. This is going to be my first point that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Now let's just get into it. I'll be trying to be serious because I want people to get information. Then I'll be playing music. But right now, let me go through the first point, which is going to be like, how I went from talking to trending. What do I mean by talking? Talking is whatever you post on your page. You're just talking. Everywhere you put a comment, you're just talking. Anybody say anything, you're quick to respond. Bah, this one, you're quick to do this. Bish, this one. So I'm Davido, I'm 30BG, I'm Whiskey FC, I'm Ratel, whatever you want to call it. What you're doing is this: you're already being a critic because you're bringing something from your ideology of what you think is right or wrong. Take it or leave it. Me and you are the same. I'm not gonna take it away from you. But it's all about the consistency. So, I'm gonna be sharing, I started from, personally for me, I've had my Twitter page, if I'm correct, I think from 2021, but I never used it. I'm just more into Instagram. Like, I'm this person that love Instagram so much and Snap, that I just, I've been able to have my friends and things like that over there. But I went through some moment in my life where it was so down that I was just this inquisitive of trying to ask myself, like, what thing happened, guy? Like, what is that thing? What is that thing you're not doing right? And it started from criticizing myself naturally. And being be able, there's this Belashmo, that song that says the Belashmuda songs that says, let me be giving you that song so that you guys can enjoy how my life has gone around being a critic with music and it's entertainment that have helped me to keep where I am today, to have a voice. And the song is I think the song, if I ever lie to the world, I know the lyrics. This is the song. Let me just play it. So I was this moment in my life where I played this song so much, and I don't know what inspired Bella Shmurda to do this, but it's a very, very impactful lyrics in the music. And being able to use the song to criticize myself, it is what I was able to do at that moment in my life, which was 2023. And what I was doing back then, instead of me expressing my pain, I started turning to motivate myself indirectly. Instead of people would just say, man, I'm sad, I'm in pain, I don't say something like that for some reason because of songs like this, you know. And people that follow me on Snap can testify to this. I post the songs a lot, just expressing myself, finding who I am, which that was the numbers I have on my Instagram, not on Twitter. So in 2023, I have 4 followers. I have a clothing line. I lost it. I was doing shows. I did a couple of shows with some people. I lost it. I have a relationship. I lost it. I was into business of selling cars. I lost it. I don't have no family or anything here in America. My private word, I'll keep that. And but the only thing I'm gonna say is I'm single. I was once married, but it didn't go like I expected. So this song was the song I was like asking myself, like, okay, I know for sure I have integrity of everything I've done. Not saying I'm perfect and everybody I've crossed paths with. And I'm not going to go into my finances, but yet, for whatever that have happened in that time, I hold it to myself. But the main thing I'm trying to use it to tell you how I went from just talking. The part I'm talking about is people just talking. And I got my voice from critic on doing music. So these are the songs I listened to back then, and making sure to understand myself. Like, okay, you know what, something is going wrong that I need to understand that I don't know, and I had to find a way to it. And from there, I started expressing myself, ranting of motivating myself. What I'm saying is fact. You could go to my 2023 tweet because I know where I was going. I knew, like I started from the beginning when I told you guys, I knew this moment was going to come, even though I don't have a year, but I put a year to it. And how I did that was this. If you go to my Twitter page right now, there's a wallpaper that I put that I said, I'm going to definitely add my father's name to the names of the likes of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Barack Obama, Fela. What I'm trying to do back then was to tell you the ideology of people that I'm picking for. Even though nobody was following me for this, I'm already telling myself, turning my talking. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, for every time you express yourself online, you're already talking. You're already doing something. I don't care who you are. Nobody needs to know who you are, but I can tell you they know who you are by what you say online for everywhere you go. On Instagram, on TikTok, or anything, whatever you care, talk. That's how I'm going to look at you. If you like, you tell me you're bantering. If you like, you tell me you're making fun page. I have a lot of people that have a lot of different fake page. For me, I don't do it. Because the more you have a lot of fake page, the more you're giving yourself a problem, especially if you want to be a critic. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying for any other part that I don't know, but when it comes to critic, or even though you're a content creator, even though you're anything, for one particular one that is working for you, you have to find your own niche. And going by saying, like, my talking to trending. No, I take that back. Yeah, from my talking to trending, I'm still that person playing Belashmoda's song. Listen to the songs that, unfortunately, this is a recent one. No, it's not even a recent. I'm about to play this song, which it started helping to understand who we are. This is not the song I listened to 2 years ago, but there's a lot of songs. But I want to let you understand how music can help you in your mental state of to choose what is going on with you. I don't care. I just tell you everything I went through. I don't have no family in America. I don't have nobody. I don't have nobody. Like right now, I don't have no bloodline. It's just me. To let you understand, like before you want to complain, before you want to have anything you want to say, I have every reason to complain. I've slept in my car. I've slept. I've went to go and shower in the gym, sleeping in my cars to go get to the next place to get food. What I'm trying to say is nobody cares about that. Nobody even gonna give a f if you come and tell them that. You know why? Because you are really telling me you don't even have a voice. So we're still in the part of saying we're still talking. Like I said, now listen to this kind of a song like this. Remember what I talk about? I started expressing myself, talking the other side. So I started looking for songs that just give me reason to want to keep going. So listen to this. This is somebody sharing his pain. But I can tell you I've been through the same. So integrity, you have to have it to believe what this man is saying right now. Because that's just his truth. I've been on the road since 2020, 2003, 2003, that I've been on the road before I can have this attention I'm having today. So when I listen to this music, it changed who I am. I started motivating myself. Go to my tweet, you see right there. And shout out to, I'm going to mention his name on this one live. Shout out to Director Bicycle. He's a younger brother to me in the entertainment world, but back then he was seeing what I was doing, and listen to this kind of song. We're still waking up. A lot of people want to, you know, you don't gotta wake up because that's the ideology the media keeps giving us from Nigeria. That this is how people think about you. This is how everybody think your life is gonna go. So I'm having that ideology, but then this music come, we turn it around. So I started expressing myself. I started talking about motivating myself. And Director Bicycle saw it and said, "Bro, I could connect you with this particular people." And shout out to Team Team Dream Media. Yeah. I have to say that right. Team Dream Media. Sorry for that, guys. I shout out to 37 people online. You could try to reshare this to let us know. Like we have 434 people that was locked in for this particular live. Unfortunately, we lost that link, and that's why I'm starting this. But back to what I'm trying to say to tell you, it connect me with Team Dream Media, and there's this conversation we have that I'm not gonna lie, because like it started from this particular episode that we're doing, this particular life. Your integrity is gonna tell no matter how what you build it. So imagine you already have a voice. Imagine you already have the number. For you to already have the number, what is the relationship you're keeping with people? What kind of belief are you having? Before all these things happen, none of all these people know what I want in my head. I already know what I want. While I'm going through my pain, when I'm listening to Bella Shmurda song that says, even if I'm lying to the world of everything I post, am I gonna still lie to myself? You can't. I can't. So I started from I can't lie to myself with the integrity that I have. I added to knowing those people that could see what I'm doing. Then I was just, I just post three, four. In that time, I don't care. So when I met Team Dream Media, we have the conversation, and the work start. And we started from just looking for a viral, videos and content we can post. All the things are on my Twitter page. You could go through it. 2023, if you go right now, you're going to see everything I'm talking about. It's the fact that you have to have a voice for yourself, and that's what I was doing all those years. I was talking 2 3 years ago. I was just doing my talking. But that's one thing that I remember in Dream Media we shared that, but I want to share with people that I'm not going to go too much into it. Is how consistency, intentional review leads to us end up having more than 120 million impression, having two to it. But this is the thing. When I use the word consistency, I remember when I was having that meeting with Team Dre Media, what we talked about is this. Was this? We have to pick a time when we have to drop a tweet. It didn't really make sense to me because I wasn't understanding too much into it. That is the only thing I'm going to say on that part. When we picked the time was 4 and 6 Nigerian time, and we have to pick that time because I'm that person that worked 12 hours here in America too. So I was looking for the time that's going to work for me to have time to read, time to research, time to be able to have that meeting, time to be able to go through all the team that I have that will get all the materials before I watch. Excuse me, before I read. Unfortunately, for my own case, I can't just let me take that back. I started from just expressing myself. I want you guys to follow it, but with the integrity of telling the truth of how I feel, but not saying the bad thing. I was intentionally expressing the other side of how I feel. If you go through my tweet, you see that. Now I moved to having a team of people that tell me, okay, why don't you let us find a viral video and express how you feel? So now when I started seeing the viral videos, I started expressing how I feel. And from there, if you go to my page right now, is right there. It was out in the This Day newspaper on Saturday, that just passed. Where I have an interview with them where we're talking about some things, and the question I was asked through to me is, when do I start this? And it started with going through the pain, going through losing everything. I don't have a job. I don't have a I was losing where I was staying. I don't have a relationship. I lost all my business. I can't afford to do anything. I was really, really in a very bad mood. But then I was listening to the Afrobeat music. I was listening to American music. I have a lot of American music that I listen to. I listen to all music. I listen to country music. I listen to Alan Jackson. I listen to Lil Durk. I listen to Lil Baby. I listen to McMill. And like I said, the only thing I do when I listen to them is the verse. So I already find my niche, who I am. It's about the words. I'm into the words. I don't care how you move. I'm literally listening to the verse. So when I drop all my reviews, I'm really, really intentionally, I've went through my own self clean, and which I'm sure if people go through my group, you could tell in my gym. That's one of the reasons I cultivate after like 1.5 years. I said, okay, the internet was going too much in my head about the consistency. I need something I can use to remember myself of the growth. And I know I was too big. I was 242. And I'm like, I do read a lot of books, and one of the book that I was reading says find one thing in your life that you can do so well and use that to leverage every other thing you want to do. So I told myself, what is that one thing that I can do every day? Remember, I work for 12 hours for 6 days in a week. Now, I only told myself I'm still going to talk to my team to plan what we need to do. And what I told myself is the only thing I could do that is easy because my job make me travel around the country is to start going to gym. I'm too big. My job make me sometimes I can sit for hours because of my job. I'm into the IT world, so sometimes I have to move around. So all those things become where I'm like, okay, the only thing I think is the most easiest thing for me to do is to start going to gym. And that was when I started going to gym in January. If you go to my page, you're gonna see the pictures and my videos. All I'm trying to tell you from the beginning of everything is I moved from still talking to trending. So if you're already talking, how do you want to change your talking to trending? If you want to make money online, you already have the trend. And find one thing that nobody knows about you that you can use to challenge yourself. And I've seen a lot of artists when I do reviews. I've not seen from any Nigerian artist talk about this, but I've seen a lot of African American artists. One person that I've seen is Usher. Usher will tell you before he goes on stage, he's going to stand in front of mirror and have a conversation with himself. That's something I do too. And a couple of my photos, people can see it. I love to stay in front of the mirror to look like tell myself the truth, like guy, wait till happen. Why you gonna look like this? Like, what the hell is going on with you? So if I can tell myself the truth, I'm putting that same energy in what I'm doing. I'm putting that same truth in every music I'm listening to. I'm not just listening to the music just to because we don't say this one, that one, Burna Boy, this. I don't go by that. So for anything you want to do online, it's one thing you have to be so sure. Your integrity have to be so valid that when somebody come at you, you don't care. And that's the only way the consistency will continue. That can now turn to intentional reviews that could lead to you end up having a lot of numbers. Now, I know people tweet so many times in a day. A lot of Nigerians that I see youth just they will talk trash. I've seen people talk trash at me that I would just like it because I can tell their intention is not just to hate me, but that's how they feel about that particular conversation. So sometimes I would just put the love thing like, yeah, I felt what you felt because I can tell because I'm coming from a very clarity path that I don't have to go in that word of what they are expressing back to me. So all those things help me to go into that numbers. So and one thing that I think, like I said, I share with you, I try to make sure, connecting the dots between discipline, between integrity, dream media, yeah, between, I started moving from, connect. I want to break things that I've said now. I've talked about, my opinions on Fleetad, the passion about it, how I try to structure myself into it. Then I talk about the intention behind it. And please don't forget, guys, I did say something. Where I am today, I'm not lying. I don't care who you are, man. You have to first of all picture where you're going. If you don't picture where you're going, where then how do you think it's gonna happen? There's this perspective Nigerians who say like you have to know somebody before you can get to this. No, you don't need to know anybody. Don't even care about anybody. If you know how to use your phone, if you're ready. Now, this is another thing. On X page is the don't let me use the word is the most dangerous place. It's the most scariest place people don't want to come and express themselves. And guess what? I've been on Twitter, on TikTok for so many years, on Facebook for so many years that I feel like I understand that bit too, where I don't have to bother. So coming to Twitter with 4 followers that I'm now within 2 years having 20,000 20,000 plus with 100 and something millions impressions with okay, like this is not something like somebody do anything. You go to my page, you're gonna see it. Like people come for me, like even professionals, record labels. I know some record labels that do some promotional thing for me that I kind of respond. It's out there. I'm not going to mention no name because I know they have to do that as part of the business. And I respect them for that. And it wasn't a shocking for me when I see it because, like I said, the integrity of being real with myself already helped me to understand what is going to cost me to go to all this journey that I want to go. So these are something that I've understand. And, from that, I become, the integrity gave me the industry recognition. One thing I would say is this: I remember there's so many viral things that I've talked about. People do ask me like, is everything being paid for? Some are paid. Some I see like it's meant to be talked about, and then I take my time with my team. Most of the time, another truth, my teams are the one that comes with the topic. It's not even me. People will think it's me. I'm like, sometimes it's not me. And that's another thing. Like, if you want to be a professional, you have to know, you have to understand. what exactly are you trying to do? Are you trying to do it just to brag on your friends and family? Or you intentionally want to use whatever you're doing? I don't care what, like anything you're doing online. You're selling clothes, you're selling food, you're selling perf. You just come online to come and talk three things and you go, man, please, why don't you just turn it to money? Like anywhere you go, anything you find online, why don't you just make your comments be intentional? That is something for me naturally. I just have it before I even become influencer on any page, like on Twitter page. I just have this notion because of my knowledge. So let me share a little bit of that. I went to St. Benedict Primary School in Abeokuta for people that might know that. Shout out to St. Benedict. I was a little bit stubborn. So from there, I finished in, there's a school they call Alake2. It's in the Mekwafon. I just want people to understand how my life has went through that have helped me to even use it in being a critic. And when I'm talking about the power of being intentional, sometimes I use all this intention to go back into my knowledge, and I'm being careful. So, imagine somebody for me born in a home where my mom is from Ijebu, my dad is from Aitor, I'm from Abeokuta, Ogun State. So I have the full blood of Ogun State in me. Then I have a father that is really, really deep into art. I have a grandfather that have, produced music, is on the newspaper. I'm not going to talk about that. In these days, newspaper, you could get it. But coming back to where I am, I realized that going through Alake to then have my first degree in BC on Obanjo University as a, I have my first degree in BSc in accounting. A lot of people always make fun of BC on Obanjo, like, you guys, are you reading? And but there's this thing about me, since Benedict primary school in Okelewu gave me a perspective that was different from everybody, and which is the reason why I'm like this. So I will go back to my childhood. With That's one thing I'm going to tell anybody in critic world. You have to find something that you want to use when the world is against you. When it feels like, how do you take care of yourself? How do you manage your knowledge? Who do you talk to? I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have anybody that I talk to in this industry. But don't get me wrong, I've had wonderful people in the industry that have already shared so much impactful knowledge. And they know right in their face. I'll tell them, like, yes, what you're saying is true, and I agree with it. And I think having a clarity of mind to respect their input or whatever they're giving me has helped me to keep growing faster. Like I grow so fast in my knowledge that even the person that's talking to me will be scared to talk some things to me. And the intention is just to be real to myself. I don't care how anybody might see it. I respect Afrobeat. I respect Nigeria. I respect America. I respect all race, all whatever you want to call it in any part, because I know it takes a lot to do a lot. So if you see me coming out to drop any review, sometimes it take days. That's another thing people don't know. So I try to balance myself too about being a critic, you have to take care of yourself. And I knew that's one thing I have to do, because consuming different music every day, like everything I'm doing, I have to listen to it every day. People tell me, like, how do you do it? It's no, I've seen a lot of professional that have thrown jabs, like, you don't know what you're doing, da 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 da. Like I said, coming from St. Benedict's, that I didn't finish. I went to Alake2 in Emeko. I did a lot of firewall work, driving motor from Benin Republic to Nigeria. From there, I finished my first degree. I run the street for a little bit of time, and that kind of opened my sense. And then I have my second. I work. That's another thing. While I was schooling, while I finished doing my first degree, I did a part-time program. So I work as a civil servant in Nigeria, in Ogun State, for almost 11 years. So imagine all that knowledge of understand the structuring. So when people see me that I type, you will never see me using some words, because I've been privileged to work in a civil service that I understand the code conduct of everything I'm saying. I don't care what I think I know. So unfortunately, I've seen some professional in the journalism, they throw shades too, but nobody knows that I've worked in civil service for almost 11 years. So imagine I work in 11 years, starting from the ground to having all the information that I finished my first degree. There's a lot that I know. And unfortunately, I have a father that retired in Ogun State as a civil servant too. Yeah, and he works in different places. My dad is big when it comes to integrity. So that's something he doesn't joke with. So I took that from my dad, and I reblend into my own word. And from there, I have a chance to, have to get a leave without pay. Shout out to the commissioner then, Commissioner Adeyemi. He was able to help me to make sure that was And that's one thing I want to say. This not to throw shades, but I have a boss then that didn't see the future in what I was trying to do, and he was making every means to make sure I couldn't travel. It was like, what do you understand? You're going to, because I went to Malaysia then, and there's this stereotype. So me having a media company of called CTD Media, CTD Media, it wasn't about just having a business. You know, like I go back to what I said. I started from losing everything. I lost my job. I lost my clothing line. I was once a DJ. I lost my relationship. I lost everything to the level where life was about to take it away. But I flip it. You know, people will say it's on your lowest. So when I was on my lowest, I realized that there's something inside of me that I don't even know. And what I was having something that I want to do. And that's why I give a shout out to Belash Muda songs. Like, you can't lie to yourself, man. If you're lying to the world of showcasing, like, I'm a content creator, but you're faking it. You're really not following the data. You're really not making sure you're using the data to know, am I growing? You're not checking yourself. You're not working with the people that can help you. You're not trying to add more knowledge. You remember, I'm talking about the care and knowledge now. Like, you're not trying to add more knowledge. You're not trying to take care of yourself. You're not worried about your mental state. You're not worried about what you're putting out. Then tell me, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. I don't care the numbers you're making, it won't last. You're only making a noise. Because what you just enjoy is an algorithm that's just going to favor you for a couple of days. If you go through my reviews right now, this is something I've been doing for 2 years, more than 2 years actually now. And you could see the numbers. And this is a number that the thing is, I learned from the one that go viral to know how to use the words that I'm using. I've been privileged to have some close people in the industry. You know, sometimes they tell me like, why do you do something? I said, I've been lucky enough to now to write that it sounds like I'm triggering people, but I'm not triggering people. I just realized, to say the truth, you have to find the most. Let me take that back. Going to Malaysia for me was an opportunity for me to understand the world that I don't know. That's another thing. There's a lot of shout out to every Nigerian in Malaysia. There's a lot of things happening over there for Nigerians that the world does not know. That the world is Nigeria does not even believe. I'm telling you, a lot of Nigerians are really, really, really going through a lot of things over there. But they can't just come home. So going there for me to have I did my masters in MBA business administration. So I took a leave, like I told you. So I did my master's over there. So I went to my school is affiliated with Anglo Ruskin in UK. So that kind of gave me the reason why I go to Malaysia is this, for people that might ask. Because I have a friend, which is Honorable Sesi Olua Shesi Wingan, is an house of assembly right there. He called me then, I bought a car. And he called me and he said, are you stupid? I said, what do you mean? He said, guy, you're stupid. I said, what do you mean? He said, at your age, you were able to acquire some money and you bought a car. Like, who are you trying to show off to? I said that to say knowledge and taking care of yourself and the people you keep around sometimes go a long way in your life. Remember the power of intentional. I'm a critic, and that's what I'm sharing my own part to you right now. If you want to be a critic, if it's something you've been doing that you want to know how I got to this place, this is my life. This is moments that gave me the opportunity to be where I am today, and I never took one for granted. Please, you will share. We have almost like 434 people that are supposed to be here, but I'm still glad I'm having 51 people watching me right now, listening to me, expressing and sharing how I got from where I am to where I am now, from where I'm coming from all the way from Abeokuta, Ogun State, with my dad being a civil servant. I don't have no Egbon where they give me money. Let me say that. Like, I don't know. I have Egbon that can help me. But I've never, when you can call your uncle and say, Egbon, I need 100 million or borrow me. I don't have. I have so much responsibility because I'm the firstborn of my family. So I'm giving you this for you that might be watching me to forget about excuse. Knowledge, take care of this place and this place. Trust me, if you could do this, your heart and your brain, and you want to get more knowledge, anything you pick, my nigga, like, sorry, I take that back. Anything you pick, you will definitely come out like being big. But like I said, you have to be intentional from the beginning with yourself. Where I am, I already pictured it. I lived in it, and I have to let it go to the level where I just feel like it's going to happen that I don't talk about it. So it helps me to know what I'm doing and where I was going. But I didn't start the critic. My life experience helped me to be able to find that voice. I've always been talkative. All my friends can tell you. I talk. I've been that guy that when I'm in the midst of my friends, they are doing something bad. Me, I'll tell you. I'll tell like, no, I will say it to your face. But then I realized over time I learned not to just express, but now to say it in a very constructive way. And I struggle with my own part of my life too. Coming from a place where I have very small eyes, from a childhood where people think, maybe I smoke, I don't smoke. I have very very small eyes. So in the childhood, they would knock my head. Teacher would beat me and say, "You're sleeping." Like, open your eyes. I'll just be crying like I'm not sleeping. So all this in my life have helped me to be here. Back to the story from my friend, the Honorable Cecil Luasheon Wingan. He told me, like I said, guy, there's a school in Malaysia that is connected to UK. We can go and school there, and we can, find any means of job, anything we can do, and we're gonna be fine. And that's what we did. And he was there before me, and he took me down to the place, and the rest is history. And we are able to finish our second degree. And now I come back from that to say, I would jump the story to say I'm in America, and being in America, I started understanding what I don't understand. And when I say what I don't understand, it's the fact that the way media is being portrayed to us in Nigeria is very different in how when you're living in America. Take it or leave it. I'm not even going to argue that. The media you're reading on Nigerian news is different from the media I'm reading. How that does on Google, I don't know. But guess what? We build our community where we know how to move a viral story from Nigeria to London, from London to France, from France to Germany, Germany to Dubai, from Dubai to Bali, from Bali to Malaysia, from Malaysia back to, some kind of anywhere in Asia again, and boom, back to America. What I'm saying is, if one thing happened in our Nigerian community, give us 3 hours, we're all around the world because we stay connected. And that's one thing a lot of content creators or critics or musician or anybody in the professional world might not put too much attention into. We tend to disrespect our community so much that we don't realize that once Yalagbaja don't hear, you don't tell Babalagbaja to show Yalagbaja, and Babalagbaja have make us realize that I'm not going to mention any media's name for respectfully for them, but it becomes where those media have been able to understand how to bring those things. So they become the place that even people will say, if you can see it in this place, that is how I was able to now tell myself, like, okay, you know what? Let's turn the attention into assets. And how do I do that? Everything I've explained from the beginning to the end is by doing what? Using the music that I've been listening to from a childhood. I listened to so many music. My dad would play Jim Reeves, all this, so many music that I would hate him. Like I was like, what is this man doing? But then I pick my own when I'm on the street. I was lucky to have shout out to my friend. His nickname is Dongas. That's what I'm gonna say. Dongas was the one that put me into a lot of American music, the likes of that was in the year 2000. I started being deep in American music in 2000 and I think 2006, seven. I started going deep, and me and my friend then Dongas, we're gonna sit down and we watch American movie. We'll play it and replay it. Da, 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 da. We want to understand in English how they, and back then is when I started be dressing, having this different ways from how everybody see it. And that's one of the reasons why even I'm so sure of what I'm doing, that every tweet, every quote you see me dropping on Twitter page, I always add hashtag mix of US and Nigeria. And it's because I know where I'm going with that. And I never even understand how the data works on Twitter page back then. But because I have the knowledge of, being my first degree in accounting, my second degree in MBA, and being in America, I have my third degree in cybersecurity, that kind of give me everything I need. My dad was into art, so I can carve, I can mold, I can draw. Now, my dad has a church. I'm the choir master. I can play drums. I can lay my hands on keyboard. I can play omele. I can play gong in a little bit. So imagine all these things that I have in me already. And I love music. Like my background, when it comes to my background, we're just deep into music. So I knew that's my call. But then I had to find how I can find my voice. And that's when I start turning everything I'm saying online into assets. So I told with the team that I have, Team Dream Media, we come to conclusion of say, okay, when we drop, Team Dream Media was the one that brought the idea actually of saying, you know what, Idon, the nickname I have on Twitter, like saying, why don't you let us try to review Burna Boy album? I told them, and that was in 2023, and I went deep into it. I was in a very bad place. I'm not gonna lie, I was in a very very bad place. I was in a bad place that even everybody around me didn't even know. I passed out in 2023. I'm not going to go into that full story. That I have a cut in my head right here. When my book comes out, people are going to see it. I was in a very, very bad place. I was in a very most one of the most. I don't even know what to say. It's one of the most. It's one of the most lowest part of my life. But I have to play that song. Please, guys, allow me to do this. There's something about respect has to be given to who is due when they do what is right, because we're talking about Afrobeat, we're talking about entertainment, we're talking about how I become who I am, and I'm not gonna take that away. What those things I've done and give me the opportunity to be here. I remember if Burna Boy team check their Instagram right now, I did send a message to them in 2030, like like the first this is what I do, right? I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit how I turn attention into access. The first song is this. Like, just imagine you're going through the most one of the most darkest place of your life that you don't even know what tomorrow is going to be. Like one of the most I don't even know how to say. Like when they say dark, dark. I'm apart from home. I don't have anybody in America. Like I have friends, but then the friends I have because of how I chose to live my life based on my hashtag, which is mix of US and Nigeria. I'm just that person that just I don't allow my degrees to get into how I want to dress. I still want to dress like somebody in the hood. Like I just like it. I don't care. I don't want to do this. I don't like it doesn't make me I don't know what it is. I don't know. My dad loved to die. Me, no, I just want to keep it simple. And that's the part of me that connects with Americans. That's the part of me that connects with Europeans. And when it comes to Nigerian, it's the part of me that just embrace the culture and still respect it. And that's what I put in my reviews. Like I'm not gonna disrespect any artist of any songs. If I tell you that your song whack, I don't mean it in a bad way to disrespect your artistry. I'm telling you like you could do better than this. Like my nigga, what you drop, this is whack. You gotta change it. And this song changed my life. And I just found myself when I was doing this reviews, like I was being privileged to sit on this is just my own imagination that I'm saying. But that's how I felt mentally. Like listen to a first intro of a song that comes like this. I told them I'm a genius. I had to show them what the meaning is. 100,000 hands with the ceiling is. I told them I'm the highest. With the dream, I'm the flyest. 100,000 hands where the sky is. I told them I'm amazing. They told me I was crazy. Nothing never changed. I told him I'm a giant, real African giant, self-confident, self-reliant. I told him I'm the master. He told me I wouldn't prosper. Tell them sit and be faster. And that was it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That was the line. You see when he said, it's like it's like I've never heard somebody in the Nigerian music industry that have that so much confidence in that song in their world, and that was where snapped me. This is true, nothing but the truth. Shout out to ID Kabasa. ID Kabasa said, "For any talent you have, you pick it from somebody. Like something inspire you to bring your own out." And that's what I'm using in this particular part of me telling you, like guys, like that part of me just connect with him. Like, you know, I was able to tell myself while I was writing the review in my hand, like, man, if Butterbuck can say, I told them you guys are all bastard. Any problem where I get, a bastard, and I just locked in for no reason. I don't even know what it is, and it's like I'm really in the realm of Burna Boy singing the song. So I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy the verse. Happy they want to see you. Me and they pain. But I move forward and not switch lanes. Because we don't gonna be nicknamed. They say who be this testing. I told them I'm big seven. Put them for your body in this split second. Put me on your song, you say hit the record. If I put you on, you will rich nigga. Yes, I told them I'm a born winner. I stay humble because I'm a born sinner. All right. So let me switch the song to this while I'm talking. Now, I'm on the part of talking about the attention turning to access. When I was doing this review for almost like a year, half, I started noticing with my team, like listen to like you're doing review and you listen to whiskey verse like this. This is my truth. This is how I write. But then I realized I did a review to some couple of record company in Nigerian. They have to do a campaign. And I realized that these people are not getting my picture. Like they don't see like they don't even understand anything. But then I realized that, when Burna Boy gave me the opportunity of reviewing that album that I gave me almost 800 before I go into the blessing, which is started from Burna Boy. When I finished the Burna Boy album, I've taken so many L's in my life, guys, that I'm not supposed to take. That doesn't even make sense if I tell the world. But I took it in the fact of being so genuinely true to myself that I wasn't looking at the life like it doesn't work like that. So Burna Boy album really breaks so many things. There's this particular track when he said, "If I'm lying, I don't want to take our time into that." This thing was going deep, and I dropped the review and I just dropped my phone. Before that time, I've been doing 200, 300. I'll be happy like, damn, Omo. Then I'm not gonna lie, I was carried away with the numbers. I was thinking like, there's this Burna Boy song that Burna Boy was saying, maybe like show numbers or something. There's this line going in Nigeria, then like show number or something. So even me sometimes you have to follow the trend, which I was doing in my own critique word. I was still making sure I was, driving with the trend with my team there. We are always on point. Before you even see say we don't see them, you know good know. So I dropped the review and I'm waking up in the middle of the night and I'm seeing like 500 and something. I said, no, that's a lie. I cleared my eyes. I said, no, I'm sure you didn't want me. This because it was more like I did every track, if I'm correct. I'm not sure it was all the tracks, but I know I did a couple of the tracks. So I was like, nobody have ever done that in Nigeria when it comes to like, dropping a review of really taking your time to go listen to every songs. And again, that is a risky thing to do. But number wasn't it somebody you can just go there and just express yourself. But because of my knowledge and everything, I understand what Twitter allow you to do that you can't do on, Instagram, you can do on, and shout out to Elon Musk for that. So that kind of gave me the leverage of which I'm not taking away saying I haven't have some company that write to Twitter for them to pull out my account. Like I've had companies that reach out to big companies actually that I'm not going to mention. That reach out to Twitter. That Twitter had to reach out to me. That some things are going to be taken down unless I want to share my information to the fullest of where I'm staying. So I didn't do that because I understand where I was going with my with what I was doing. So in the morning, like Burna Boy was already 600 and 700 and something. I'm not gonna lie, like guys, and that's when I knew. You know when they said that was when he knew that I have access. So from that moment on, it becomes my niche. It becomes my voice. It becomes my access. It becomes something I was doing so much. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've had so much of a lot of respected OGs in the industry that have reached out to me on my, every time I have a new somebody in the industry, they're just like, I like what you're doing, da 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 da. Da. What they are doing is to renew, like, yeah, I saw that shit is gonna happen. And it does give me more confidence every time I have them reaching out. Now I've had some reach out that didn't go like I want. I had some that I keep on. I'm gonna use this. I'm not gonna mention, I don't even know maybe to mention the name, but I'm gonna say this. There's somebody I do much value a lot. He's an OAP. He really gave me some, back in which is I'm trying to tell about turning my, everything to access. How I'm using my opportunity after Burna Boy's review. I become so serious. Like when I say serious, I become so serious. Like Burna Boy album gave me the opportunity to now say, okay, my life is not just music. I don't care or anything anybody say. I'm just a music. And when I say that, it's not like I don't live my life, but my attention shifts so much to Nigerian entertainment that I can tell you so much that you won't think it's necessary for somebody to know. So when it comes to turning all this thing to access, you can see where my life started from. Being born in Ogun State, being privileged to work in the civil service for 11 years. I did firewall. I was around the street a little bit. But one thing I want to add today, guys, is unfortunately, this is something that is out from the entertainment world that I want to talk to everybody that's watching me right now. Is I don't know, maybe we should call it like a problem. Um, the fact that a lot of millennials are not so embracing with internet, like the technology world to the fullest, it's a gap between them and the Gen Z. And I think when we bring that conversation into entertainment where that I'm working, that has been my leverage. Being able to started very young, having my degree, working in civil service, learning how to mold. So if nobody knows, in Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, there's this statue they have, Abiola, that did design like this. I'm part of the people that built that. And it was built with Alaji Chief Saburi. So we are the one. I'm part of the people that built that thing that you're looking at, Moshood. So I've had so much when it comes to art. But those are the things that the moment Burna Boy album that I dropped gave me that number, that was when I knew this is access. And from that moment on, so for you that might be watching me, that you're into entertainment, or maybe you're into anything you're doing online, maybe you're a critic, the moment you can see a spam of a number that is different from what you have, just think about somebody like me then. If I'm correct, I'm not sure. My team might have the screenshot. I'm not sure we're 10,000. I don't even think we're 5,000 when I run 800K impression for Burna Boy. And that was when I knew, like, okay, this is not a gimmick. This is real. And I become focusing. At first, I was so anxious about I want to do it, but then I have a way of reminding myself. Like I started from the beginning. Let me continue this whiskey song because there's a message I want to pick there. So I have from the beginning, like I have where I was going from the beginning. So there's a place that this is for any professional in the entertainment world. You must have, this is a secret I'm sharing with you. You must have something that nobody knows about you that you can go back to when it seems like the world is coming to an end. But let make sure that whatever you have is positive, that when you read it, it's going to remind you of where you're going. So that's something that I have, even though in respect of any music that I'm listening to. When I lost it all in 2023, I've just imagine that I've passed out 3 times in my life. Like I lost, I die, I come back. The last one was when I cut my head in 2023. And all those things after Burna Boy's review gave me that confidence of saying, nigga, if you've passed out, you've died, shit happened to you 3 times that the world doesn't know. And but you're able to write a review that what 800 people can, and a lot of people save it. And that was when I told myself, like, this is my access to it. And that belief, that hope, that dream that I have, sometimes this guy's music helped me to know where I'm going. And that's where I come from when it comes to the critic part. But because of my knowledge, my education, my exposure being around the world, and now that I want to even take that all around the world, being a privilege that I'm now a member of Grammy ambassador, member, I want to leverage that. Being the who is who in America, Imagine Leaders in 2025, 2026, I want to leverage that. And I want to share my story more to people in America. Like, it wasn't like a rosy, sweet journey, but putting my eyes on the prize and knowing where I was going, it was easy for me to relate to the likes of Whiskey when it sings. And that's what I use when I drop my review. My intention is not to disrespect anybody's artistry, but it's to find a way to start turning my critic from talking to the fact that I build my integrity with it, that anybody that I talk to, and that's another thing. I've talked to a lot of people in the music industry, in the entertainment world, that my integrity still helped me to stand to the level where I can be part of Grammy. And shout out to J1 for that. And I've never mentioned the other name, which is Babaku Boye. Is if I'm saying it correctly, is a cousin to the Fela family. So and he's deep into the music too. Those are the two people that was able to help in making sure those things goes. But when it comes to what they ask, I'm not going to explain all those things, but I can tell you it has to do with my life from the day I started going online. Because at the end of the day, I started from saying everything you say online determine. So every time you go online to become a fan of maybe you are this one, I'm telling you, you're already building your brand of yourself. And that's another thing a lot of I always say in my reviews that a lot of artists in Nigeria don't understand how to do. Um, because of the fact of saying a lot of people are looking into the fame, not to understand for every frame you're building, if there's no integrity towards who you are, it's going to be hard for you to sustain. Yes, you have the noise. Yes, you have this. You have everything you think you want to have, but then what is it about? Like, what is the point of you having the numbers today that within 3 months you can't even continue anymore? that you can't even have a reason to explain that. People just forget about you. And if you guys notice, that's one of, I'm sorry, respectfully, I'm not saying it to disrespect anybody. These have been the reason why I want people that in the entertainment world, in the critic world, that are on Twitter to, it's time to wake up. Because for every time you're doing what you do, trust me, your review, if you're a critic, you're waking somebody up. And I'll tell you how. When I talked about the first time when PDD was picked up, because of my knowledge that I told you that I have, if you guys can pull up the review, it went to I think it was 4.5 million impression. And what I said was to make sure with my team, we went deep. I read, I research as much as I can. And shout out to all my part of my followers too. Everybody actually. Some people do message me with what they think I need to work on. And some professional will come into my DM too and tell me like, okay, even sometimes they comment like, you're going like this. I do appreciate it and I do listen. And that's one thing I want to share with people. Like, I'm not just a person that just come online and drop review and don't care about what Nigerians are saying. Like I think I've said it many times, like my page is just a platform that I want to build that people can be able to express themselves to the level that they forget about belongs to Iba JKs. And that's one thing I've trajectory into my company, which is CTD Media, and which is one thing I always say, our slogan there is just connecting the dot. People have so much. Being born in Nigeria, being privileged to live in Asia for 5 years, being an American citizen and immigrant, there's a lot being around for here in almost like going to 10 years that I've been to almost like 35 states in America. I've learned a lot that a lot of people in Nigeria does not know how powerful Nigerians in Africa are and how so much people in America are trying to connect. So a lot of things are not on media yet. Just because there's no real, I'm not going to say there's no real Nigerian that are here that want to take up that mantle of doing it. And that's what makes me stand out because I don't just write reviews for the sake of going viral. No, I never do that. I'm not even I never drop a review to hate or do anything. If I use my number based on my knowledge of giving like you 5 over 10, that doesn't mean my voice have to count. I don't think my voice counts. But what I think that has given me that it has given me the access and what it has done to me, I've wake up a lot of people. I've wake up a lot of OGs, the likes of I can tell you like this. We talk about PDD just now, the likes of there's a lot of people when I drop Leona, even me, I didn't know about Leona. Like it was my team that gave me his album then. And we did a review. And it was after that, I'm not gonna lie, it was after that I realized that the teammates were like, I'm not bragging for this, but I want to understand when you understand where you're going, it's gonna pay off. I become that voice that shift the culture indirectly that people want to give that credit. And that's one thing when when we lost my business page in February, I do have a hair, I cut it off because a lot of things happened. I'm not going to go into that for business purposes. But when we lost it, I realized that, okay, my goal is to just shift it where we can all be able to see things in a better way. And today now, if you go on the X page, I can see a lot of people that are doing reviews just like how I'm doing it, which I'm glad because it's now making fun. They make me to go hard. They make me to increase in what I'm doing. And that's exactly the main thing about saying, for every time you're doing something right, in respect of how the world might hate you, there's some people that they are looking at you that they don't talk. Don't think because they don't comment, they don't talk. The likes of Don Jassy blocked me because of a review that I dropped. I'm not trying to hate him for that. Respectfully, he's a professional that I always respect him on and off. Anyway, I'm talking about. But when it comes to the part that I've been able to understand because of my knowledge, I will still have to do it professionally, and that's one thing I'm doing. So those are the things that have wake people up. So the fact that I don't know, I'm not going to say he hates me or anything like that. I don't believe in that. But for the fact that he was able to block me, it tells you like I've waked something up in him. Maybe good or bad, I wake him up. And whatever ideologies he's using to look at me, I wake that part of him. And last year when I talk about, this is funny. When I did a review about Judioba last year, a lot of people see that thing going on trend, but nobody understand why it went on trend. Yes, it was basically for the attention was shift to Mr. Farouk, which I'm glad, and I like his professionalism or how he has been able to hone the culture. I'm from Ijebode. My mom is from Ijebode, but this is the thing on that lovely particular one. I'm talking about now about saying, sometimes your review might wake somebody up. You don't even know. You don't even know what it's going to create for people. You just do your own. But if you're intentional about it, when you see the results, you'll be so happy. So when the Ojideba thing, that a lot of I said it this year when I saw how it's going. I'm not trying to brag. It goes to CNN too, but the attention wasn't like how it is last year because I was able to express some truth. And how do I do that? My mom is from Ijebuode, so I called my mom like, my team said we should talk about Ojideba. Like, I grew up in Ijebu, like I go there every year. Shout out to my friend Don ID and Dongas. We always go, I've had this image. Ojudoba is the only place that I grew up that I know. I tell myself like I must be rich, my nigga. Like, no. Because Ojudoba is the only place when I was growing up that I know I see rich kids coming out with cars that I don't see every day. I don't know where you guys grew up, but back then we say Moto Mini, that's my car. I always go to Ojibwa with that mentality, like, damn, nigga, one day myself, I'm gonna be here. So I have that fuel of I want to be there. So now looking at all the years we've been doing Ojibwa, it sparks the fact of me like, I'm in America. I see what they do around cities. I see what we can do. I see the amount of money being spent on Ojidioba. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like, okay, you know what, let me call my mom. And I called my mom, I asked some questions about it. She was able to give me some details that I don't know. So that's what I use. So when I write it, I didn't even know it's gonna go big. While Ojidioba was going, and I dropped it with information that I have, and it went to then, it was more than 1.2 million. And that's how Ojideba become the trend because every other people was speaking different videos. It was just a lot. And one thing I could tell you, if you can break Twitter to where you go viral, forget it. Every other people they are with you. Because everybody know how toxic Twitter is. So doing that then and seeing the growth to where the attention was given to Mr. Farouk, I was happy. And Mr. Farouk, and I'm not saying it's just because of my review. I take that back. But what I can tell you is the fact that this year, when I didn't say nothing about it, I kind of see how it goes. Is to tell you, it is not for me to say everything every year about it. But it's the fact of saying what I said was some truth that there's a lot of people that, a lot of people reach out to me doing blogs. I didn't want to go after some blogs before, but I told myself, like, nah, this is for the culture. When the time comes, though, some people might get some emails about some things because I get it too. So if I'm getting born about me sharing my truth, that's how you have to be able to know every time you're doing something, you're waking somebody up. I don't care if it is good. And that's something I've been able to. I read a lot of books, but this is one book that I want to share with you guys that I helped me in 2023. It was one of my younger brother that was in my house, and his name is he's a photographer here in America. His name is Olav Houston, and it was just in my house 2023. And I remember he told me this is what helped me more. I already did my review with Bonadin, and the book was this: um, um, How the Man Thinketh. As the Man Thinketh. That's the title of the book. As the Man Thinketh. And that was it. And when I finished As the Man Thinketh, I was in a space of my mind listening to Burna Boy album, going through a lot of things. I don't know what it is. It's like something just wake me up from where I was sleeping, and I become more professional in my reviews. And there are times that I'm not gonna lie, to keep up with that time was to keep up with that consistency wasn't something that was easy. Sometimes I will have to drive 30 minutes to where I will find the internet because I have to drop at that particular time. Because the people are becoming so used to the fact that Ivan Jenkins is gonna drop and I just want to sometimes people just they already build this hate in them like that guy is about to talk rubbish. They just attack me like that, like bam, like this. But I still take it because I know I'm more like an artist that go into the studio to sing a song for 4 minutes and drop it where the world can go crazy about it. It's more like a review of me. I started from doing the entire tracks to where we have the confidence with my team that we say, okay, you know what, we're not doing the entire tracks. We're only doing seven. We went from seven to let you know how we've been changing the trajectory of what we're doing. We went from seven to where we're like, okay, we're just doing four, no matter what it is, the album or no album we're doing for that for is going to be impactful enough to do and we're still doing that numbers. So that's one thing that I want to talk about to people like if you're a critic or maybe you're doing something online that you already have the trend, please, you're doing it, you might be waking somebody up. I woke up or Judea back to the level where it's being celebrated where the likes of a lot of people have got a lot of endorsements. This year, there's a lot of artists that went there now that I'm not going to mention names, that they really, really went deep into it, that they snap photos, do a lot of things, which 3 years ago they never put the attention to let you know. And now a lot of podcasts, a lot of media houses that I see in Nigeria too are moving in what the impact I've been able with my team that we've been able to drop. And the intention is to continue to grow, to have more people to join that space. And respectfully to the people that have been ahead of me doing it, but just didn't have the impression that I have online. That doesn't mean what they are doing is bad. I'm not going to disrespect their work, because I know there's a lot of people that have been in that. I shout out to them respectfully, because if they haven't started, I don't even think somebody like me will have the guts to even do. But for where I am now, that I've given the privilege to, being shout out to, I can't remember the name. There's this media house that gave me an award last year based on my numbers. The first year I did 2024, no 2023 we did 20 million and something, if I remember the number off in my head. That's what I did in 2023 with Burna Boy, which we start like April. And in 2024, that was when we went from, I don't even know, we tripled the numbers. Like we went from 20 to 130 million impressions. And to the level where, to let you know, I work with my data, 90% of it, 96 or 94% of it are men. So to let you know, I have a lot of men that follow me that really, really be watching me like, what the hell this guy saying? And to let you know how serious I am, we talk on a daily basis. So if you really, really want to make money out of this, you have to be, you have to understand what is the goal. Like, are you doing it to just banter, even though you have the numbers, or you're doing it to build something for yourself? And building something for yourself, you can. And this is one thing I want to say: there's a lot of content creators, there's a lot of professionals that I know that have worked with me, that I've worked with in Nigeria. That I'm sorry, guys. Let me drink water to this. I want to say this. I've said it in CTD podcast, guys. I'm in Nigerian. I'm not speaking Maya. I'm in Nigerian, man. I don't know how you think you know what you're doing, that you're overpricing yourself in the market world that keep changing within a second. I want you to understand that. Before you put a value into what you think you want, does your result validate that? And that's one of the reasons why a lot of content creators end up being left behind. Because I'm not gonna I've attended a lot of audio space where people talk about, yes, you can control it. You don't have to control it. You don't even have to talk about controlling. And I've worked with some people where I'll tell them, like, you can't even tell me what to do, but you can tell me what you need. Now leave it to me to tell you what I want to say, because the moment you're telling me how to move, you're not allowing me to do my job. And I know some people might say, yeah, it's easy for you and I should be in America. No, it's not because I'm in America. It's the fact that I just believe in what I want to do. And this is another thing for anybody in the entertainment world. Shout out to every Gen Z in Nigeria, man. I need to give them the credit for that. I'm working with a lot of Gen Z in my team that they are all in Nigeria. All my teams that work in CTDA, everybody in Nigeria. We have some people at a pattern, excuse me, guys, in Europe, but we are all Nigerians. All my staff are Nigerians. And the fact that they can level up what I'm doing to the level where, even though they make me run after them, I always ask sometimes, like, dang, how do you guys know this? And I think that's one thing I want to share with a lot of people in the entertainment world. Don't think because you have fame, you downplay somebody that doesn't have fame, and you don't want to believe in what they are telling you. It says a lot about who you are. And I think a lot of people in the entertainment world struggle with that, especially the artists too. Once they have the fame, they think nobody can talk to them. The problem is this: unfortunately for you, a lot of this Gen Z, I don't know what it is. It's like from their mama belly, they don't understand the technology of social media. That they will say some things to you like, how? It's small things like this that till Jesus come, you don't know it unless they show you. But I'm that person that wants to show me half my knowledge and education and what I have with my job, I will still make research. And that's one thing I did. After I lost, I want to share this with people. If you want to be intentional, you have to first of all find a way to stay away from everybody. When I lost it all, that gave me the chance. I'm that guy that once upon a time, I have the money and everybody was in my house. People want to drink. I would buy the most expensive drink for you to drink for no reason. I would just tell you, come to my house, come and drink. But I realized that when I got broke, it was some selected friends that was able to understand what I was going through that helped. And shout out to all those wonderful friends. But I still kept the same image. That's one thing a lot of influencers don't talk about, or a lot of celebrities don't talk about. Never believe in what you see online to the level you let it get you carried away. You lose your own journey. Who are you entertaining? Who is entertaining you? That's another thing I want everybody to understand. Who are you entertaining and who do you entertain? And which is what results me to this. I don't follow a lot of people online. I'm not saying it's bad, but because of my own profession, I only follow the people that I need. Now, if you're my friend, if you see me one on one, let's talk because I don't know what you need, and what you need might not be what I need. And how our algorithm work is what you need come to what I need to get to what they need, and they already explain all these things. But unfortunately, a lot of my age doesn't just don't want to try. They're scared. But for me, I use my gym because I go to gym every day. It helps me to know, yeah, this there's no error, and I'm not saying I'm perfect right now. There's a lot I still go on, but building a consistency system that's gonna work when your emotion is down, when you're not happy, when you don't have money, when you're in pain, when your ex, babe, whatever, anybody just whatever it is that you keep showing up. And I learned that word from Jay-Z actually. Saying I've never heard it before, I'll be lying. But when Jay-Z said it in Grammy about saying, they might not give you what you want, just keep showing up. Just keep showing up, don't care. I'm that person in America that don't have a lot of, I don't even have anybody in the industry. Let me take it like that. But then I'm having everybody in the industry. And how does that happen? Because I was able to leverage my online. I was able to turn my talking to the assets that I wake a lot of people up to the level where I have a privilege to now tell the world, like, I have my first degree, I have my second degree, I have my third degree. Nobody gave a F before of those 3 degrees because the purpose I was providing to the world was not enough for them to put attention into me. And I've been doing this for 2 years. I'm not saying I need anything when I went to Grammy. I did a video about Hedis, and I'm glad some changes happen, even though there's still some gaps. But then for some reason, while I'm so much passionate living in America, that was saying so much about Nigerian music. Shout out to the likes of the first person that I think that ever post me is which I need to do. Let me balance this because I'm not being biased or anything like right now. I remember when I did what was that song? I can't remember the song, but let me just play this. I'm just gonna play this for the sake of what I want to say. So there was this song of Davido that I reviewed that day. Something that I did, I don't know. Or maybe I put Davido song in something. Because I can multitask. That's another thing about me. I can edit, so being a critic, I'm not a novice. I just understand sound. I've lead my church choir master. Listen, I don't know notes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't read notes. But I can tell you, if you go and watch a movie called Drumline, which I'm telling you how I write my reviews. And shout out to 66 people that are watching me still staying locked down to enjoy this 1 hour 30 minutes. It shows a lot that you guys are really listening, and I appreciate it. And I'm appreciating the fact that saying this is the part I want everybody to pick home about this, where I'm gonna end everything today is nobody's gonna give you anything. Nobody even need to give you anything. Even though this is not the song I want to play. I'm not a player. But the part I'm saying is Tunde Ednut was the first person that ever post me, post me on his page, then on Instagram. And I was very like, dang him, If Tunde Ednut can post me, that says a lot. I reach out to him, I thank him, we didn't get no response, but then I realized that what I'm doing is gonna be hard for me to make friends because nobody understand exactly what I was trying to do. So people think I'm just coming online just to rant or just to say anything. But no, I was intentional about making sure that I can be that person that I'm already doing, that have given me the privilege. Like I said, the attention got me to Grammy professionals. Now nobody knows how Grammy picked that. They did their research and they validate me with the two people. Now, even though you have people that bring you in, does not mean they will give you the access. So don't get it twisted. It's not about saying because you this. Nah, that guy waiting Sabi. No. It's because the people over there in the academy realize the impact of how I've put in the work of what I'm doing on X page and other things. So don't get it twisted. It's not because of my X page alone. The other things that I use to validate, like, okay, Oyebanji Akins, they serve to be added to the professional, to the academy. And this is what give me the voice now that I didn't get from home. I tweet something, I said, sometimes you don't become popular. And that's another thing you have to understand in the media world. There's no popularity that you have to have. But the moment you do something that give you a room, just turn into your bread. Now, how you turn into your bread is not something you can quickly demand money from people. But let your work give room and access that before you demand. If you're privileged that somebody just shortlist you, your past work, your everything where you don't the type of line. for every content you be dropping, put you in the niche of the result you want. And for me, I remember when I started with Team Dream Media, we have that conversation of saying the conversation they asked me is this, which I have a consulting thing that I always I blend it with them. We partnered. I'm CTDA, Team Dream Media, and Ibanji. I partner that when you reach out to Ibanji, you go through any of them. Some kind of way you're going to work with three of us together because we've been able to understand how social media works, and we do have a consulting link that you can go through them. Anyway, it's just like our price is different. My own price is different from Team G Media price, and it's different from CTD Media. CTD Media is a brand on its own, but Oyebanji on its own. So I'm only talking about Oyebanji, but then I can't talk about Oyebanji without not bringing them into the picture because they really helped me to get to where I am. But back to the main thing that I want to end this particular space with today. It's been a wonderful one. I'm so happy that I have people to stay, even though we lost. Wait, I just got something. I don't want to be sure. Oh, even though we lost a lot of people, it pains me a lot that having 434, and we're able to only have 66. But I know most definitely people can always be able to play back and enjoy what I've said. I hope I've been able to impact people that might be watching today. There's one more song that I think I want to play for you guys, and the reason why I want to play this song is the message in the song, which uh, is this guy. Because I'm a critic, allow me to Jesus Christ. Yeah, I found it. I found it. Found it. Found it. Found it. Found it. Yeah, it's this one. And there's a message I want to use to.
Sometimes when you know they shaping that you are the core when you know they and for time minutes to show face. Show face. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí wá fọlọ́gbọ́n fún olóye. Ọmọ olówó ló ń gbà lóde. Make lucky you no go wine me for òde. Òde.
Nigeria are super talented.
Things will get better. Kó pọ̀ kó dùn pa. Kó dùn pa mí. I be working money cheddar.
So for you out there that have watched this, I'm using the song for you. You can live that life. If you're Banji Kings, born in Abeokuta, with the parents that don't have no connection with anybody entertainment, that's just hard work. I'm using Fola and Zlatan to motivate you guys. Like, just be intentional. You can turn your critic into currency because once you have access, you have everything now. Based on my fact that I check, you know, um, we only have 18 people that are on Grammy right now. Academy. I'm part of the 18. You know, I'm part of those 18 in the Nigeria right now. And I'm trying to tell you, like, you could do it too. And my team is telling me, like, I should keep this thing of, like, let's dare something, like, if we can do it. Like, I want the 67 people online to get this number to 100 before we go off. Like, if we can make it happen, let's just try something within ourselves. Like, how can we turn our critic to currency? For those of us on the line that you're watching, let's see how we can get this to 100 to see, like, it works. And that's what they say in the song. I just want Nigeria. I just want Afrobeat. I just want to represent us in a better way to tell somebody out there, like, you can do it too. There's nothing, I swear, there's nothing anybody is telling you can do. You got to be real with yourself. You got to be consistency, and you could turn anything. And I think we've had a lot of people that are doing it. The only reason why my story might be different is because I'm here in America. And I left Nigeria to Malaysia, and then here in America, I'm an American citizen. But then I never just lose that path. You understand? Like, and I was able to understand the music to turn it to critic to the level where today, like I just said, everybody have just keep doing it. Like, and shout out to everybody in UK. Don't think everybody in America too are doing fine. No, like, no, it doesn't happen like that. That's another thing I want to address too in the professional world. Just because you see everybody living up there, you think it is easy. Please, it is not. There's nothing that comes easy. And again, when I use the word easy, I'm trying to make you understand just because you go viral today, you now become complacent, sitting back and think you don't have to do anything. He doesn't work. I don't know how the word works. I don't know how the algorithm works. But one thing that I know that I will know in my team that works is consistency, the likes of the teamwork, and having a team of people and keeping to stay around the right people. It's very, very important for any professional that might be watching this. Staying around the right people will take you to so many places that you don't think. So the moment I started growing, I started making sure I'm staying around the right people. Unfortunately, my job making me on alone, so I'm always on the road. So that gave me to just be in my hotel. And what I do is I go to gym, go to my hotel, come home to my break and everything. So like that's sort of thing I did for 2 years. And imagine that the world does not know after I work for 12 hours, I'm still gonna open my phone, I'm still gonna read, I'm still gonna watch things, then I'm still gonna go to the gym. And I still give time to my friends and family to still talk to them. It's not been easy on that area that make me shut a lot of people off, but the consistency of 2 years got me to where I can be who is who in America Imagine Leaders for 2025. I didn't ask for this. Like when it comes to that who is who, I did not ask for that. They picked me themselves. It's not something I don't even know anything like that exists. I never even heard about it. But because of the consistency I built on my business and all the trends of things I've done online that can be traced because of the integrity that I have with it, it's easy for them to reach out to me. And having that was able to help me to get Grammy to even add me to the professional. And that changed everything. I'm sure a lot of people will look at to me and saying, you know, wait, sorry guys, let me I'm trying to see my team just says something, but let me play these people's song. These are the people that I listen to a lot sometimes that the world does not know. This is one of my song. This one. Just look so hurt. So if you're out there, you're going through it, please, man, don't give up on yourself. Just find out one thing that you like. Just find out one thing. And consistency, turn your coming online to currency. Don't worry, it's gonna work. And I didn't plan to say this. If you're out there, you know that you know how to write, yeah, DM me. If you know how to write, because CTDA Media new website is about to be getting done. So we're looking for freelancers that's going to be working with us in Nigeria. So if you think you're somebody that can write about entertainment, about sport, about lifestyle, that you can work with a freelancer, where we can be able to work with you and put your work to the world in America. Reach out to me on my DM. And if you're an artist, if you're independent artist, let me say this. Yeah, so if you're an independent artist that struggle to know how to, because I'm in Grammy now, there's a lot of opportunity that's out there that I can help you to teach you what you need to do. That's not going to be free actually. I'm not promising you that I know how you're going to win Grammy, please. I don't have any conversation of that. I never say anything like that. But in terms of knowing how to submit your song, if you want to submit your songs to Grammy, to know everything you're supposed to do rightly, I'm talking to only independent artists. CTD is going to be having that very soon. I'm going to be having that consultant to help you to guide you to make sure you can submit your song. So you don't have to go through a record label. I can help you on that. And there's a lot of things that I'm going to be coming up that I understand. Being a Grammy member now, that really solidify my 2 years of every day 2 times dropping a review on X page, even to the level where a lot of Nigerians, professional back home have their own way of how they dissect who I am from what they think they know based on what I share online. But because of the tenacity and the consistency, that I flipped now. I'm expensive now. Like when I said I'm expensive, I've been expensive because I have a job that pay me enough that I don't have to do what I'm doing. That's for me. When I started it, I didn't have a job. I'm not gonna lie. When I did the review for Burna Boy, I was down below. Shout out to Roddy Rich. Like at least that's I was down below. You know what? That's for people that don't know that I listen to songs like this. Let me play. That's another song. When I was down below, these are the songs that I listened to. I was really, really down below. Like I listen to songs like this to let you know how deep I go when it comes to being a critic. I know I'm saying I'm ending it, but I see the number going up because I told everybody to retweet, code to see how maybe we can make 100 before we end this live. And I see the number going up to 70. So thank you guys. It means like you guys are listening to me. You guys are trying what I'm saying, and we can see the numbers. So I'm a Nigerian. But when you listen to the verse, I know not everybody love American music, but when you listen to them, they really, really live in the life we live in Nigeria. The only difference is because we don't have opportunity to come here. So whatever you see online and is their real life. It's like saying listen to T.I. Lace. Like so you could do it too. If Oyebanji Kings, which my real name is Olumide Akinolu, can start on X page within 2 years of doing it every day, Monday to Saturday. I dropped tweets 2 times until maybe like this year I started doing more than that because I feel like okay, I'm having a fan base. Sometimes I need to retweet, quote them, and I start going to I started expressing my truth in some different pages, and I do put my part in different topics that go around, but I know my niche. And shout out to Burna Boy's mom. There's uh, there's this short interview that I watched about. She was saying like, speak when you have something to say, but shut your mouth when you know you're in a room that you don't have to talk. So as much as I'm becoming that big voice, that big um power hand that shifts the narrative of what goes in Nigerian music industry, entertainment world, that even though shout out to that media company that gave me an award. I think I was second for critic last year or something like that. I can't remember. I think I was second. They gave me second or something. That's the only people that kind of recognize that, except that, and here we are. So it is not like I was expecting the award. I don't need their award, and I'm not saying I'm not going to acknowledge the award. That's just my own truth. But my intention was never about the awards. It was about making my life to be that person that can motivate somebody back there home to do better than what I'm doing. That's my intention. My review is not to just make money, because money is not something I put in front, but I've got to live where it makes money for me. So my conversation has becoming where, even a couple of my friends, I did tell them like, you got to pay me for advice, you, because of what I've been able to do within, the course of 2 years, but because of the course of 2 years, help me because of my life, everything I've went through in my life, from Nigeria to Malaysia to America to being on the street, living the street. One thing I never leave away is my education. Having 3 degrees, struggling to get a job in America, struggling with cultural shock, struggling with cultural differences, struggling with so many things. I told myself the only thing I could do is to make an impact, and that's why I have it at the back of my wallpaper on my Twitter page saying I just want to join the likes of, the fella. Fela was able to make a voice back then when a lot of his peer groups didn't understand. And that's what I'm doing too when it comes to being a critic. I'm not a musician. I can sing. I did a little bit of woman band. I can do woman band like live. If you give me a mic like this, you give me people in my behind me, I was singing something you go shock you. I'm a DJ. So all this, my past experience that I've been hustling around different way, was more like I was beating myself for this moment that I have. So it wasn't like I go here to come and disrespect anybody that have been at the game that might not be part of the brand and the Grammy Academy that I joined. But it's an academy that I respect, that I value because of the opportunity given to me to write. Now that I have the voice, it's for me to now use it, which everything works in hand. I didn't even know I'm gonna have that before I set up coming on live. But I just realized that having Wiz Way in America in 2025, 2026, now having a Grammy and being able to attend Grammy, shout out to J1 last February. Now I attend. Now I'm part of the member now. You can see how that life goes. And that's one thing that I feel like you could do it too. Like if I can do it without not going to the music industry, like if without not going to the studio, but I'm using my reviews that you can read everything within 5 to 6 minutes to become to be a Grammy member, that means you that you're watching me right now, you could do it too. It doesn't have to be in my own niche. And if it's my niche you want to challenge me, it's a good way to have many people. Shout out to J1 Obakubayi. They are musicians, they are artists, but they believe in what I was doing to respect my professionalism and they vouch like, yes, I can vouch for him. And my work speaks for the panel to decide to add me to their members. And it's a privilege for those that have been there before me. We have 18 now. And, being that part of the 18, it's not to, like J1 would tell me, J1 would say, like, it's to have more of our people there so that we can have a voice. And when they talk, we too, we can make an impact to talk about who we are, not just the fact that we're just a Nigerian that just want to be getting the award. So that's something I think I'm going to be ending it. It's been a wonderful one. I enjoyed this one so much that, even though I lost all the 434 people that saved this thing. It's late in Nigeria right now, but I'm being able to still, quickly get this thing back that I can have 71 people, if I'm correct. Let me show I'm saying the name at the time right now in Nigeria. If I'm correct, the time now in Nigeria is 10:08. Man, and I don't know where anybody, maybe in America here you're watching it. Today's Sunday. Some people want to have fun on the weekend. So for the fact that you guys can stay, and for those that retweet, that codes, that share, I'm so much honored. And what I want to tell you for my followers and my team is, we are now a Grammy member. That changed everything, including my reviews. And my goal is to, opening for more people to that can understand and value and how to make an impact to our community, Nigeria at large, and America, the culture, the American culture, the African American, the Black American, Africans, not just Nigerians. Shout out to the Jamaicans, the Caucasians, everybody that just retweet, and not just in music. I've been talking a lot about music. I do work on what's it called on movies too. I do work on different things I've done. So this is the thing. I'm not gonna. This is funny, but I'm happy when I see it too. And I'm not trying to take the credit for anything, but it's just to let you know when you know what you're doing, you can tell when it's like that. When my team brought the idea of saying I should review a cologne, and from there the cologne become the new thing I was doing. I was so happy, and that shows the level of when you're intentional about everything you do. The results will speak for itself. You don't even have to worry about somebody calling. Like you don't have to do this. You just like I have so much professional people in the industry that sometimes they just be like, okay, you don't. I've seen your hand. I'll just be like, yeah, it's not my hand. It's been God and my team and being intentional to want to put Nigeria and America in the right map when it comes to entertainment. And this has opened a lot of doors, businesses. Now that I'm almost having like I'm part of like board of trustee for companies, and when it comes to talking about things like this, I do. I'm part of. If you check my website, I have the advisory board things that I'm with, and I got everything because I put all my knowledge, my experience, my book, my life, my pain, and I was being intentional, the integrity part of me. Even though I'm not perfect, I'm not gonna tell you that I'm perfect, but every day with the right team that I have, we keep growing into it. And where we are, here we are. I did say something in the beginning of this. I said I want to go on a tour all around Africa and around the world to go interview some people. I think now that I have the privilege to be a Grammy member, that opened a lot of doors. There's going to be a lot of summit that I'm going to be attending, and that opened a lot of door for if you're out there that you would like to partnership with my tour, or you want to sponsor it, you would like me to talk about your business, or you're out there that you want me to come anywhere in Africa. Any artist that you think you're out there in Africa, or anybody that you want me to come, I'm an American, so it make it easy for me to travel around the world now to go talk to people. And what I want to do is to ask questions, to carry Team Dream Media and CTDA Media on my back, which they're going to be the one to anchor that. I'm bringing that part into it because I just set that into existence in January, saying, I want to go on a world tour. And what I want to do is be able to give lectures to the young ones in the professional world. Um, some other things are going to be coming up that I don't want to talk about. That I want to start helping professionals. Some kind of way. There's something that I have coming up for that for Nigerians. For people that might went through my website, I've did some empowerment that I've give some things back. I'm definitely bringing that back again. But there's a niche that I'm focusing on. A lot of people are giving back to Nigeria, but now that I'm here, I am. It's time to start not just be complacent, but to share with everybody. I want to travel around Africa to go talk to people. So if you're out there that you feel like you have somebody that you want me to come, you can reach out to me in my DMs. And for sponsorship, this is something we're going to be doing once in a month moving forward. So if you enjoyed this, just make sure the third Sunday. What I'm going to be doing now is this, because of this way of doing it. We're only going to be advertising that we're doing it. We're not going to be, I don't think I'm going to be building the link. I will see, maybe I could get it done with my team, because I like this app that I'm using. There's an app that I'm using that allow me to have all these things sliding like this. I don't know much about it. But hopefully by the next month, when we're going to be, it's always the third Sunday, 8 p.m. Please, guys, let me to share this on every, you know, on every third Sunday of the month. This is something I want to do. Even though I find myself traveling, I will always come online. And what I want to do is start impacting people, like encourage people like you could do it too. I'm a guy from Ogun State with no family, relative in America. I don't have nothing. Like I don't have anybody. Then I came here, I got married. My marriage didn't work out. Respectfully, we went our separate ways. Then I went through a lot of things. Having three, I went back to school in America just so that I can get a job in the corporate world. It was hard to get a corporate world job. It was hard in America. I sent a lot of things that I want to share, and I was able to find my own voice to critic, and that has got me to Grammy. Now, even though I might have chose another thing, I don't think Grammy will have recognized me for that. But there's a lot of things that I have coming up that are definitely going to make you guys to enjoy it. We've done almost 2 hours. This is 1 hour. 55 minutes. We only have 5 minutes more. And what I want to do is the 5 minutes is to just to do some shout out to my team, everybody that have been supporting me, my followers, my critics too. I will say this to shout out to everybody that when I drop my reviews that you guys stack with me. I like when people stack with me. I'm not gonna lie. That's another thing people don't believe about me. Like I really, really like when people really, really you know, talk your shit. Like I want you to talk your own shit too, but make sure you're saying it in a professional way that I can value it, that I can say yes. And I've been able to, even though I critiques, I've been able to do reviews. Sometimes some people will come here and said, "You're a journalist." I'm like, nah, I'm not going to go into that word of people because I didn't go into school into that. But if I'm being put under their umbrella, there's nothing I could do. I'm a critic. I'm a writer. I'm an entrepreneur. And I have a couple of other things that I do, but I'm just gonna keep it in those things. And having 3 degrees, accounting, MBA, and having my master's in cybersecurity have really helped me. I started my business too. I'm not saying that in this particular space for this particular first one. I'm going to be sharing some things to people that run business. I have a consultant link. You reach out to me, I can, help you to structure what you need. Social media is the best place to run your business. Never run your business with friends and family. It's never going to work. Don't beg your friends and family to reshare your link. It's never going to work. Don't fight your friends and family if they don't share your link. It's never going to work. Don't hate them if they don't talk about your work. It's never going to work. It doesn't work. So please, part of your clarity, forget about saying your family or your friend hate you because you think you've got some numbers and they don't support you. Forget it. As a critic, forget about it. It does not even count because it's not about them. Unless what you're doing is about them or you're trying to prove a point to them, forget about anybody. If somebody come at you, get forget about. I'm talking to critics now. As long as you were having your clarity and me, shout out to when I did a review about Asha. I watched one interview when Asha was saying like she loves to be by the window. She was saying like one of the things she loves to do, like there's this particular part of her that she loves to see by the window when she wants to write the music. Even me, when I'm writing my reviews, I walk around, I go to the gym. Sometimes I'm in the gym when I'm doing my reviews. I'm on the gym running, I'm doing it sometimes. But one thing that I don't joke with is artwork and being by the window. Like I just like nature. I just want to be around nature. So for you that are critic, find your niche, find what is gonna make you find peace. Because for you to be a critic, your clarity must be 100% every time. It must not be determined by your state of living. If you want to be a critic, it must be determined by the substance of what you're listening to, which is the music, or maybe the movie you're watching, or maybe they give you an opportunity of going to a fashion show if you have an understanding. And I was into fashion before, and my clothing line is coming back, CTDA fashion, which I'm going to be working on. That's one of the reasons again that I tell you guys find one thing and use that one thing all in your life. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to gym. We're having our gym clothes that we're about to, we're going to be working with some kind of influencers to bring that back. And I'm hoping to get a lot of endorsement, partnership with this that I have now. Where I am now, I already have the voice. Like I said, it's expensive, but it's not about the money. It's about the impact, and the impact become the history. And that's one thing I've been telling people. Like what I'm doing as a critic now on Twitter page is to be that voice that talks about the history of who we are. Like we don't have anybody talking about music. We just listen to it, and that's one thing that I've seen everybody is doing now, which is good. Which give us room. You could pick what I'm doing up right now and start doing it too, because you don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where you're going. And I will never hate you if you pick up what I'm doing. I'll become a critic. Let's even go head to head. You make it more wonderful. You make it more sweet. It makes it more to challenge because the life you live that nobody challenge you is a waste of life. So to you watching me, if you're listening to this, my name is Oyebanji Akins, and I've enjoyed the 71 people that followed to enjoy this particular space today. It's nice. I do appreciate you guys. To next month where I'm going to be coming back. You might see me now talking about, going in depth in my reviews and how I write it if I want to. I still don't know how that's going to be going, but then, till the next time, let me find a song that I feel like I want to end with. Let me find a song. Who haven't I played? Oh, I think there's somebody that I want to play. I don't know who's that person that I think I need to play that might impact. Okay, I think I know. Let me play this. Shout out to yes, my guy. At the beginning of this year, when it took me to uh, took me to Grammy, I told him what I want, and I went to go see him. And there's no other person. I don't care about his past. I'm not into music politics. I don't need it. I'm just a critic, and I'm a media entrepreneur. But I'm not gonna lie, this is my guy. That's my dude, and that's one thing I always tell him every time, and which is, if you're watching me, we have the remaining 6 months. If you go to my page, I just said in the beginning of this, I said I could choke them with my review in a very respectful way. And on my Instagram, I do post it like shout out to I forgot her name. She put her own line to this year, and I love it. And I put it when I went to Grammy. That finding myself from nowhere to the midst of wonderful people. Now that I'm part of those wonderful people in the world, like I'm part of Grammy, man, nigga, don't play. Like VDM will say, don't play. And for you watching me, you can do it too. This remaining months for this 2025. If I can become a member, I'm not a pastor, no preaching, but I just want to challenge you. You can do it this year. And if you're already making the money, put a structure into it. Add integrity to it. Be intentional about the impact you want to make to the industry. Entertainment, Nigeria, the world, this year. You can start turning your own critic, your own content to currency. And the currency is something now is easy for you to bag in order to force them to pay the amount you want them to pay. A lot of things have changed in my life just becoming a Grammy member now. There's a lot that I can leverage now. And if I'm being like you watching me, like John said, just put your hustle, bro. You can turn that talking or tweeting. Even though you hate with good intention. Don't hate them for their own weaknesses. Hate them for the artistry or whatever you think they are doing. And that's one thing I do. I don't hate anybody. I will never hate anybody based on my critiques. Anything I talk is to tell them like you could do better than that. Like you could. And to you watching me, in Yoruba, Alafia, Tokwe, like Jewon said. This year, in January, I wasn't know who is who, but I'm now who is who in America. Imagine Lagos 2025. I'm from nowhere. Nobody know my papa. Nobody know my mama. They're just normal people. And I want to use that to talk about. I see a lot of trend going on. I'm a critic, so let me put my voice into it. I see a lot of people downplaying Otedola's book. I don't know nothing about. I don't have no connection. I count this as a free ad I'm giving Otedola book. Um, book education is one side. Knowledge, it's another thing. If you're singing this song, but you don't put knowledge in reading what people have done, then you have a problem. This is just me in my office. See, This is book. I don't just decorate. This is what helped me. When I talk, when I review, I'm still reading this. When I went live, anybody can go on my page. I'm still having a trauma with that I'm on medicine. So every time I pick this book to read, I still have pain in my head. So I couldn't finish it right now. I'm still paying a bit. But I hold it around because I need to finish it. And anybody that get on my page, you see that I did, tackle Marriott about this. I'm still a Met. But yet, like I told you guys, even while I'm a Met, that make me slow. A couple of my family are worried about me right now. Not in the bad way, I'm not dying. No. Nothing bad is happening to me, but I'm supposed to reduce, and which I'm doing. My personal job give me break right now. I'm on break because of that. So I manage my time. But guess what I told you guys? Consistency. Because nobody's gonna do it for you if you want to make money. So if you're gonna make money this year, me, because I'm already making money. If you go and join to be that person too, it's gonna be better. And I believe it's gonna be better. So till next month, third month, 8 p.m. guys. We're gonna design a new flyers for that. Next month, third Sunday, 8 p.m. Tell everybody to come join because I believe we can build a community from this. And from here we can start sharing our experience and views, and anybody can ask me questions. So thank you guys. I enjoyed this. It's been wonderful having you. And to all my fans and to all my critique, yes, we did it within 2 years. We are now part of those names that over the world to the end of time, Oyebanji Akins, aka Idon, will be remembered. And we're not just being remembered, we are creating a path for more people to join so that they too can be able to share their experience like I'm sharing. The goal is not to stop on me. The goal is not to make it about me. The goal is to open a path that have been opened before me that will continue to be open for us to be able to balance everything. So thank you guys. I will see you. I enjoyed this, so I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this. So thank you guys so much. And to the next time, to the next month. I will see you guys. Thank you.